Hey, what's up, diggers? Prospector, Watcher Realm here on the test server today, and we're going to be looking over Init. We're going to check out his kit, his promotions, his skills, awakenings. Then I'm going to be running him a test on Guild Boss to see how he compares to somebody like, you know, pulling out your hex. Say if you don't have a hex, you can put Init in there and see how he works. If you're interested in that, stick around. Without further ado, let's dig in. Alright, so Init. He is Esoteria Order faction. He's also on the Supreme Arbiters faction, so he can have benefits from either one of these. But we're going to be using him mostly as a support hero and just damage on the side. He's not going to be able to get any Lord bonus in this fight that we're doing. Base attributes. Go to gear. Basic HP of 10.8k, attack of 4.5, defense of 768. Magic res is pretty high at 2400. I think it's actually pretty normal. Cost is 19. Block of 1. Doesn't matter. Redeployment time 60. Attack interval is 2.6 seconds. Attack speed is 100. That's normal. Crit damage is 150. Crit rate 0. Rage regen healing effect is at 0. And rage regen auto is at 14. Pretty standard stuff. Moving on to his skills. On his talent. When deployed, immediately assigns an ancient core to up to 4 allied heroes within the skill range to assist each of them. As an ancient core autonomously attacks an enemy in range equal to the attack range of the assigned ally, dealing damage equal to 20% of Init's attack per second. So he's going to benefit from attack a lot more than crit damage. After that, assigns an ancient core to 2 allied heroes every 8 seconds. Each ancient core lasts for 20 seconds. So obviously there's a big benefit when you first lay him down. He gets those ancient cores going, and every 8 seconds he's going to put an ancient core out. And I think I've seen some testing that he kind of holds on to about somewhere between like 5 and 6 ancient cores on your allies. This is pretty decent. Onto the basic attack. It's a magic attack. Deals 120% magic damage to one enemy. On the first passive, Shackles of Grace. Each ancient core has a 20% chance to deal an extra true damage equal to 30% attack one time, and heal the assigned ally for 20% of the true damage dealt. So he's going to help people keep people alive as well, as long as they have an ancient core attached to him. And of course there's a chance. On a second passive, Underworld Command, each ancient core assigned upon Init's deployment grants damage increase to the assigned ally, and each ancient core assigned afterwards grants a lower damage increase to the assigned ally instead. The damage increase starts off at 30%, and on the lower one it's at 15%. He has an arena passive of damage increases damage in the arena by 15%. And on the ultimate, it costs 1000. You start off with 700. Lasts for 7.5 seconds. It's not very long. When the ultimate is activated, Init starts to attack the unit with the highest current HP in range. It commands every ancient core on the field to enter hypercharged state. That's hypercharged state. Refreshes ancient core's duration, reduces its attack interval by 50%, and increases damage by 250%. It's pretty massive. When the ultimate ends, each ancient core launches an enhanced attack to Init's current target, regardless of attack range, dealing 150% damage and then implodes. You can see on the little video there. As soon as it's done, it's gonna go pow. There you go. Now onto the awakenings. On the awakened one, when deployed, assigns ancient core to one more ally. So it's gonna get an extra ancient core applied to everybody when he goes out. Not really very impressive to me, unless you're just gonna put him down and light a bomb off. But on the Awaken 2, attack plus 5%. Awaken 3, when assigning ancient core to allies, also assigns one to the hero himself. Awaken 4 is rage regen auto plus 1. And Awaken 5, ancient core has a 33% chance of reviving after the ultimate. That's kind of interesting, like a 33% chance just to stay up. They can help you keep the ancient cores on the field as long as possible. But you're looking all the way to Ancient 5 for that. And I don't even know if he's even pullable right now, or will be, or what their plan is with that. I was thinking maybe they'll do something like once you achieve getting in it, maybe he'll be added to the hero pool and you'll be able to pull him. Maybe he'll be added to the Ancients pool. I'm not sure. But I think right now there's no way to pull him. Okay, so I'm going to go over some of the gear. The suggested artifacts is of course going to be Tear of Twilight. Over on the right side, ideally, you're going to want to put him in the Soulbound Arcana. And on the left side, Warlord is going to be optimal. I'm actually not quick on equip that. I was messing around with something. But onto the team. So this is the team that I'm going to run first. It's your basic cookie cutter Nightmare Piercer faction team with Silas, Hex, Lost in Arrogance, and Rage Regen power cycling for the ultimates with Laurel and Hollow, and using Volca as well. For the normal run, we will just switch back and forth between Volca and Torador. They don't really have anything special on. I think Torador has a normal damage set, and Volca has something more based on Rage Regen to try to get her vulnerabilities up. But let's go ahead and jump right in. I'm just gonna go playtest. Really excited to see how this turns out. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna switch me right into Hex's gear, because Hex is wearing 3 attack percentage pieces on the right side, and Warlord I believe, so that should work. Alright, so all I'm going to do is show you the setup here, and then I'm going to go into like a ×5 speed, and I'll come back to you with the results. Set down Lust, Arrogance, put Hollow over here, Laurel, Dolores, Silas on the bottom, Hex up in this corner, and I believe I'm going to put down Torador. No, I need to put down Volca. I need to keep Volca on the field as long as possible because the Pantheon is at level 0 on the test server for me, and their HP is pretty low. But that's how they're going to set up, and you'll see me cycling them in the video as you watch through. I'll be right back. Alright, so there you have it. It is Nightmare 3. I'm just trying to, basically, I'm not really trying to break like records on Nightmare 4 or anything. I'm kind of new on the test server. I'm still trying to work out some gear and all that good stuff. But let's check out our numbers here. We got 120 out of Hex, 88 out of Arrogance, 80 out of Silas, 70 almost out of Lust, 9 out of Torador, and 5 out of Volca. And I didn't play WoR. I don't even have them leveled up. So now let's see what happens when we change out Hex for Init. Even though Hex is doing 120 damage, I want to see how he affects Silas. And I think most people aren't going to be running Hex's exclusive, and then Hex isn't in as Hex is only A0, so it doesn't really matter. So I'm going to pull out Hex. I'm going to put Init in there. I'm going to go over here. Put Hex's gear like directly on him. Like I said, most of the gear sets aren't optimal. This is going to put him at 15.9k crit capped, 320% crit damage, and 1.6 attack interval. And Tier Twilight is maxed out. Let's go in there. I'll show you. I'm going to place him down the exact same way. Try to get the run as close to the same as possible, but you know, it's kind of hard sometimes. We'll just see if there's any difference. Also, I don't really have good invig sets on this account, so that's why I'm just throwing these heroes down like I'm throwing them down. Laurel's in the same spot. There's Dolores. Silas is back here. That's where he was before. And Init is just going to stay on the field. So you can see he can't reach. Yeah, let's start that out. So as ultimate, that's how he reaches for his ancient cores applying to the heroes. I'm gonna want to move Arrogance in and move Volca over here. Let's restart that quick. Pause. Let's throw Lust, Arrow, Volca, Hollow. Silas back here. Laurel right here. Dolores here. And Init right there. You can see here how he's applied some of these ancient cores. 1, 2, 3 ancient cores applied, 4, and he'll keep applying them throughout the fight. Who he applies them to, not sure. And this square is who's going to be giving them to as well. So Volker will not be getting the ancient core. And with that, I'll be right back and see you when the fight's over, so we can do a comparison. Alright, so a little different. We're looking forward to see is the damage difference. You can see Silas picked up a little damage. He did 80 before, he's got 83 here. Lust has 77 here, she had 69 before. Arrogance went up by a couple million, about 3. And Init himself is obviously not going to be any comparison to Hex. Am I super impressed? I don't know. I think that for a hero that you can just kind of work on getting throughout, he's not terrible. You know, if you just work on your Odyssey quests and you get that done and he's free. What can make him better obviously is going to be like Soulbound sets, but that could be said for most of these heroes. Silas is not Infernal Roar, he's just in an Ageless Wrath set, I think. No, Fracture. Lust is in, I don't even know, let's go look at him quick. Let's go look at them quick. I think Arrogance is the only one in Soulbound Arcana. Yes, he's the only one. And he also has very good stats compared to the rest of them as well. So that's one of the reasons why he's doing so well. Lust is in a broken set. So she did perform pretty decent for being in a broken set. But she'd be over 100 million if she had a good Infernal Roar set. Let's see, Silas is in Fracture. And his Fracture set is actually really good. He has 11.2k attack and about 450 crit damage, 1.2 attack interval. I mean, he's geared up pretty well. Now, and he's also using his exclusive artifact there. Now, the one that Init is using is probably the worst out of most of them. He's at 16k crit capped and 320% crit damage and an Ageless Wrath. And he's also in Annihilating Might. I guess it could be said that he could be doing a lot better than what he is. I'm gonna guess that he'd probably pick up about 80 mil on a good account with really good gear. But that being said, I do like the hero. He could be paired with a Lord as well, and for other content, he's gonna do a lot better, I think, than in Guild Boss. He may not be for Guild Boss, but he would help if you're a player that's struggling with some support heroes and you need kind of like that mixed support damage kind of guy. He does a really good job. I think that over that like 50 mil range, there's nothing wrong with that, especially considering the gear that he's wearing. This is not super end game gear that he's kind of running around with. But if you guys have any other ideas that you'd like me to test him out on, just let me know. I'd be happy to try anything with him. Maybe he could do better on like Guild Boss 2. Maybe he could do better on Artifact Material Raid. I think he's going to be a really good progression hero if you are struggling with a lot of this stuff. I don't think the quests along the Odyssey quests are too bad, where it's going to be really hard or you have to be like completely end game to get him. I think as a new player starting right now, getting him is not going to be too hard to obtain. I think you'll probably get him within like the first 4 to 6 months, maybe even faster, depending on how hard you play and if you spend a little bit or not. But he is a very amazing hero, and he's free. But that's all I have for this video. If you thought it was helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe. Be sure to check out the Discord. It's in the description down below. I have all kinds of hero guides in there. I'll be adding Init to the hero guides list. It shows you what kind of gear sets to be using, what kind of stats to be focusing on, artifacts, all that kind of good stuff. Anyways, thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to drop a like, and just remember, keep digging.